I'm Denise, founder of Cut the Crap Parenting, and in this video, I'm going to share with you how to effectively use essential oils in your parenting journey, and specifically how to help yourself and your children self-regulate, come back to that place of feeling really good. There's a lot of science available about how essential oils work and why they work, the phytochemicals and the chemistry behind it all, scientists, laboratories, all of the things. So if you need information about how our bodies receive and process that information, it's super easy for me to access it and send it over to you. So just let me know if that's something you might be interested in. But I'm going to cut the crap and just tell you how to use this stuff. A lot of people get essential oils and set them on the kitchen counter, and then they forget about them or they don't know what to do with them. And so on the counter like this does not work, unfortunately. But using them is really simple, and it's a great way to incorporate them into your day. It's a fun way. It feels great. So I'm going to tell you that to make this super easy for Valentine's Day. If you do not want more sugary sweets, if you do not want more plastic crap in your house, then I encourage you to consider what I call my Little Loves collection. And you could see, I was going to call this Mommy and Me, but I decided that was too limiting because even dads can benefit from essential oils. Even grandparents can benefit, neighbors. These are just super great. If you have kids, you can see probably why I called this Mommy and Me. I thought of that first, but if you have toddlers or preschoolers at home, this is a great size for little hands. It's so precious, right? Yeah. So this is an important part of this protocol that I'm going to talk to you about with using essential oils with your children. And let me tell you what the magic is inside these roller balls. It's doTERRA's Adaptive Blend. So if you know me at all, you know that I consider lavender to be my spirit oil. I use lavender all the time. I love to wake up to lavender. I love to go to sleep to lavender. I love lavender on my mosquito bites. I love lavender. But here's the thing, is that when I smelled Adaptive definitely has lavender in it. It's considered a calming blend, but it also has wild orange, and it has spearmint, and it has copaiba. That's a fun word to say. It has rosemary, and it has sweet gum. So it's considered sweet and citrusy and floral, and it really is wonderful. Not only is it calming, it puts me here and does the lavender thing, but it also is uplifting. And so when I feel like I need to really sort of focus, I will take a sniff of this and do that thing. But here's the other thing, is that this has become part of my morning routine. When I wake up, I keep the bottle right by my bed, and I get a drink of water, and then I take a deep breath, and I stretch and open myself, and I say my affirmations, and then I do some meditation before I even get out of bed, and it is a lovely way to start the day. So I'm going to encourage you to do that. Keep your roller ball by your bed and start your day that way, and then take it with you when you get up if you don't have more than one. So that's what this is Adaptive. It does all of the things. It calms, focus, uplifting. Think about all of those things. It's really just a wonderful oil for any time of day. But you can see how it would be effective for work and school too, right? So that's that. I want to get to the protocol here, which is showing you how to use these oils. So you have these, and we know that they're calming and uplifting and all of the things, but we think about these when people are freaking out. So here's the thing. If you have a kid who's freaking out and you say, oh, let's get your roller ball, maybe you need some oils, that'll help, it'll calm you and it'll uplift you and all of that. If you have a kid who's freaking out, I do not recommend that, right? I don't recommend it for any human, actually, of any age. When people are freaking out, don't do that. But here's what you can do. Use your roller ball. And I'm not opening this one because it's available for someone to buy. So I'm going to just use my bottle. But what happens is if somebody's freaking out and you take a drop of this and you do this, if you were sitting next to me, you would smell this right now. And that's what will happen with your kid. So here's the thing about this. I've been working with a lot of parents lately and trying to convince people to just stop talking, because so many times we just we just keep all of those stress hormones just elevated and going through the body longer and longer and longer when trying to help. When if we would just be still and calm, we'd allow our children to just start letting that stuff go. So doing this nearby, they're going to get the second-hand smell, and it's going to start doing its work. But if you want to know how to get your kids to do it themselves, because here's the thing, does it ever happen to you when you tell your kid to do something or to not do something 15 times, whatever it is, and either it doesn't get done or it gets done? Whatever it is, your kid's made the decision on his or her own. It's not what you suggested or advised, and now the kid is so upset and you are over it, right? I mean, this kid's made his own choice and now he's upset, and now you have to be the one to deal with the fallout. Well, generally that's okay, right? We can do that. We can be a support, because it's really hard to watch your kid have a tough time. But also there are times when we just are done. We just cannot do it anymore. But what if your kid has such a positive association with this oil that it almost becomes a surrogate mother? That your kid knows when he takes this oil or she goes and gets her oil, that all she thinks about is her peaceful, calm, loving mother. Meanwhile, you're in your bedroom freaking out on your own because you're done, right? But look what your kid's doing. And here's how to make that happen. You have your oil, and so when you're doing something calm and pleasant and fun with your kid, then you're going to put on your oil, right? You don't have to, you can or cannot suggest that your child do it. It doesn't matter. You're just going to do this, a tiny little drop. So here's the thing. A lot of times when we're doing coloring or playing a game or doing something that requires us to be really present with our kids, that can be really hard sometimes, right? And so this oil is not only going to help you do that, but your kid doesn't necessarily know that, right? So you're going to do this. It's going to help you to be calm and focused with your kid. And also, your kid's going to smell that and have this positive association. So think about times when you might be encouraged to leave a t-shirt in your baby's crib so that he or she knows that smell, and that maybe will stay there even though you're not there, right? Or think about, same thing with a dog. You know, we have these associations with smell, and this is exactly what we're doing. And so that's the way you're going to create a positive association. Now, how do you get your kid to get to the bottle when he or she is stressed? Because you're not going to suggest it the way I mentioned, right? You do this modeling yourself. Keep this in your kitchen. I always say kitchen because I feel like that's where I always am and where the children always find me. Wherever you can easily get to it. Get more than one if you need to keep upstairs and downstairs, whatever, that will be helpful. But when you are starting to feel overwhelmed and stressed, it's super important. When you start to feel that coming on, go get your oil and roll it on, and you can say out loud, oh my gosh, I'm feeling so overwhelmed right this minute. I've got to take a breath. I need some breath. And so do this. If simply saying take a deep breath and count to 10, if that worked when people are stressed and freaking out, we would not have a gazillion dollars worth of products on the market right now to calm bodies and to keep people at a solid state. So I'm telling you, do not feel bad if counting to 10 and taking a deep breath, if that doesn't work for you, don't feel bad. It's pretty normal. But this is going to help you to do it. And the better you get at this, the more you do it, the more quickly you're going to feel that thing happening. So you're going to shorten the distance between the knowing and the doing, right? I think that was a Glennon Doyle thing. To shorten that distance, when you know something is happening, do something about it. And so your kid learns, oh, and mom's starting to feel, she's like, I see what's happening to her. And she's getting that oil and she's doing it. Let me tell you something. Get this if you have toddlers, because here's the thing. When you see a 2, 3, 4-year-old kid do this, it is incredible when you start to see them get really worked up and then they go and get their oil and then they take some deep breaths and a big smile comes over. I'm telling you, there's nothing cuter in the world. And you've got to get all of that cute stuff in your head so that when the tough times come, you don't eat them up, right? Literally, like an animal. So that's how to use this. Use it for a positive association, and then use it when you're stressed. When you start to feel that happening, then go get your oil, model it in a calm manner before you start to freak out. But even if you're freaking out, go do it then too. And then keep this in a place where he or she knows that it's available and easily accessible. So hopefully that is helpful information. Yeah, you can find these little love kits on the website, cutthecrapparenting.com. Look for shop. Call me, message me if you need to do that. Whatever, we'll find a way to get it to you, and I'll be glad to give you some reminders about how to do this. But until next time, just remember that you can cut the crap at your house with clean food, clear boundaries, respectful communication, and less stuff. So take good care. See you soon.